If you need any Ultimate Team coins, head over to FIFACoinZone.com. They have an automated instant service and cover the 5% EA tax. And you'll get an extra 5% off if you use the code CHES at checkout as well. The code CHES will also work over on G2A.com if you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any PC games as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 47 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. And as you can see, our fixture list is very much congested right now. We actually had a game on the Sunday prior to that Coventry game as well. And as you can see, games every 2 or 3 days right now. So we're really testing the strength of the squad depth right now. But hopefully we can come away with some positive results. At least that is the main aim as we head into these 3 games today. We start at home against Spurs, as you can see. And it is a rotation side played in this one. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite work it so that we had the strongest side available for this particular game. But we do have fairly decent strength in depth now that we've made some extra signings this second season. So fingers crossed we can get a decent result. Although obviously Tottenham are one of the best sides on career mode this year. And every year, seemingly since they sold Bale and brought in all of the extra talent. Last year and this year, Tottenham on career mode have been pretty much unstoppable. They won the Barclays Premier League in plenty of people's career mode saves, at least in the first season. I'm not too sure once people get going in the second season with stronger squads, etc. and growth. But Tottenham are one of the best sides, but hopefully so are we in this second season. We came close to taking the lead there. You'll see from the replay, Fernando's shot was destined for the top corner until the very last minute when it bent away, heading into the crowd, unfortunately, and not quite finding the back of the net. And then Tottenham came at me at the other end, Shadley with a nice little first time pass up to Jackson Martinez, who's starting up top for them. Unfortunately for Eric Lamela, couldn't quite work the second opportunity, but for me, pleased that he couldn't work the second opportunity because it meant we stayed at 0-0. But we're going to get an opportunity at the other end now. Emre Can shows great feet there. Obviously been knocked back to a centre-back for Ultimate Team and upgraded, so now he's a gold player. But Hesse squeezes that ball underneath Hugo Lloris and we take a 1-0 lead. So close to not getting there, but it sticks out a giant leg and is able to just toe poke it underneath the goalkeeper into the bottom corner, and that makes it Liverpool 1, Tottenham 0. We actually made a change there, Jordan Henderson coming on for Emre Can to freshen things up in the midfield at the start of the second half, and as you can see, Jordan Henderson involved straight away and actually hits the outside of the post there with a zipping shot, popping up off the surface, obviously in the rain, and it hits that very well indeed, and it just skips off the surface right in front of the goalkeeper there, which makes it extremely difficult to save. Unfortunately for us though, it hits the outside the post and goes wide rather than hitting the inside the woodwork and going into the back of the net. But Eduardo Vargas is going to try and work an opportunity on his own with this nice little solo run, but again, Hugo Lloris has all of his angles covered and we can't quite extend the lead. But I felt a little bit nervous with Tottenham coming at me more and more as the second half went on, and I really wanted to get myself a second goal if I possibly could to put the game to bed, but they continue to come forward here. Christian Eriksen stands the ball up towards the back post and Lamela really should be getting that on target, if not scoring, to be completely honest. He had a lot of space at the back post, perhaps put off by the lunge of the defender towards him, but still, player of his quality really should do better. But another left footer is Heung-min Son on our side, and he definitely makes sure he gets it on target and puts it into the back of the net. There is the second that we were craving, celebrating right in front of the Spurs fans. A few glum faces there. I'm pretty sure if that had been real life, there'd have been a few hand gestures and choice words made as well from the Spurs fans. But we were able to get a 2-0 victory. Now, unfortunately, I accidentally skipped the end of game scoreline thing, so I just showed you the stats there at the end instead. But yes, a 2-0 victory, pleased with that, and hopefully we can come into this next game against Hull with a stronger side and do even better. Obviously, this is only a handful of days after the previous Tottenham game, so none of the players that were involved against Spurs will play in this one, but they've got a lot of pace up top with Sone Aluko and strength as well in Yannick Sagbo, and they've got pace up wide as well, Robbie Brady. Hull actually have a decent squad. They really should be doing better in real life than they are this season, and I'm not too sure where they are in the league in this particular save, but they did well to stay up, obviously, in the first season, and we had I can't remember who went down now, to be completely honest, but they did well to stay up regardless, and as you can see, it's a much stronger side this time around, although I'm having to start Raheem Sterling at striker, because of course Daniel Sturridge is out for 2 months with a broken elbow, and of course Eduardo Vargas started against Spurs and played the full 90 minutes, so his stamina was completely dead for this game, so I had to play Sterling up top, and put Origi out wide. I tried Origi up top, didn't we, in the game that Sturridge got subbed off in, and he just did not do the business for me up top as a striker. striker. So a tried Sterling. He's going to get his first chance of the game here, and he's going to tuck it away into the bottom corner right in front of the Liverpool travelling support. And after 25 minutes, we find ourselves 1-0 in front. He has played there in real life, obviously, Sterling, this season, while Sturridge was injured. So we know he can play that role IRL. Turns out he can play that role on FIFA as well. And straight from the kickoff that we scored that goal from, Coutinho steals it away from Donkey Dawson, and we're 2-0 up just a minute and a half later, celebrating in exactly the same way in front of the fans again. This time Sterling's the man across to celebrate with him first rather than Douglas Costa, but we're still continuing to come forward. Origi this time finds himself in a central position, goes down under the challenge from the defender, and the referee points to the spot. We've got the chance to go 3-0 up with the obvious chance to go to score 3 goals inside a 10-minute spell of pressure. You'll see from the replay, though, the first initial contact is outside the box. See, he grabs him there, and it's outside the box by a good 2 or 3 feet. It's not until Origi tries the shot inside the box that he goes down. But the referee gave it as a penalty. Douglas Costa steps up, scores his second penalty in a row after missing 3 in a row, and confidence is very much restored in his penalty-taking abilities, and that makes it Liverpool 3, Hull City 0. And we're literally at the very start of the second half here. As you can see, we've just kicked off, trying to work the ball about quite nicely, get it into Raheem Sterling. His first touch is brilliant. Their defence cannot cope with the pace of him, and he smashes it into the back of the net. And it's 4-0 after 47 minutes, cruising to victory at the KC Stadium. They even tried to tug him back on the outside the box again there, but this time Sterling was just too fast. They can't cope, and it was a very comfortable 3 points for us away from home with our stronger side against Hull City, which meant, of course, as we headed into the third and final game, the whole team was going to have to be rotated again, because this game came another 2 or 3 days after the Hull City one. So the team that played against Spurs will have the chance to play again against Norwich City, this time though in the sunshine, so hopefully better conditions for the sort of football that I like to play, and also hopefully just better conditions in general, and a weaker side that we're playing. So you would have thought, having beaten Tottenham 2-0 and Hull City 4-0, we should be cruising to victory in this one as well. But Norwich actually are going to put up an extremely tough test in this one. They've got Cameron Jerome and Ricky Van Wolfswinkel up top, playing a flat 4-4-2, same as Hull did. And I wasn't expecting that from either Hull or Norwich, but they went with the rather stereotypical flat 4-4-2. It didn't work for Hull. Would it work for Norwich? That's the question. Morgan Schneiderlin is back in the side though, back from injury. Unfortunately, he had the little plaster symbol next to him, so I couldn't start him. It said that a player was too injured and couldn't start, but for some reason you can then bring him off the bench after 30 seconds and he's fit enough to play. So that's exactly what I did. Started a tired Jordan Henderson and literally paused it as soon as we kicked off, made the sub, and Morgan Schneiderlin was going to play the full 90 minutes. So it's great to have him back from injury, and that will help with all of these fixtures coming in a quick succession. But we scored a goal that was disallowed at one end, and then they hit the bar at the other as we headed further into the first half. They continued their pressure, though, down this left-hand side, but we're going to catch them on the counter-attack here. Gerrard slots in Eduardo Vargas, and their back three just completely drop off. So I thought, well, why the hell not? Give it a crack from distance, a la Luis Suarez, and unfortunately, it was on target, headed towards the bottom corner, but John Ruddy was able to get well behind it. And then they did exactly the same to me, at least counter-attack wise, as we started the second half. Cameron Jerome played in behind, somehow beats the offside trap there in one-on-one. Ruffier does just enough by racing up towards him though to put him off, and he isn't able to get it up over the goalkeeper and back down again to get it under the bar to give Norwich a 1-0 lead. But this is a really tough game. 64 minutes in now, we still can't find a way past. Hesse breaks into the box, lovely run, turns inside 2 or 3 defenders, and then John Ruddy pops out a big curly toe and stops him from giving us the lead. Another top save from the Englishman. We're still going. Heung-min Son has great dribbling feet, and we pass the ball about really nicely here. Of course, he's got a 5-star weak foot as well, Heung-min Son, so no worries taking the shot on his right foot. Unfortunately, though, again, no goal. John Ruddy makes the save, but we will come back for a secondary assault in short succession, and that is how you take the lead in a game that has been this tough. Eduardo Vargas with a peach of a header. He could not see that behind the defender as the defender jumped in front of him, and it wasn't until I saw the replay that I realised just how good that header was. See the defender jump, he cannot see the ball as it comes over the Norwich player's head, and the accuracy there to get it into that far top corner. I didn't think Vargas had headers like that in his locker, but that's 2 like that he's scored now this season, and he's been very much an adequate replacement for Mario Balotelli for a third of the price. So delighted with how he's played so far. He scored a hat-trick in the last episode, I believe, or the episode before that, and he's going to get another chance here to score a second and really put the game to bed. Unfortunately, though, again, John Ruddy makes the save, and it's 1-0 as we headed into the final few minutes. But we were able to get the full victory. And again, for some reason, I was just on autopilot and skipped the end cutscene with the scoreline, etc. But you can see the stats as on your screen. And we did win 1-0. So we head into the next episode. The next game is against FC Arau. Unfortunately, they can't move from 4th in the Europa League group, and I can't move from 2nd. But we are through to the next round, and we are in the semi-finals of the Capital One Cup against Norwich City again. So we know we'll be up for a tough test, but we know what to expect now against Norwich. So hopefully we'll be better prepared for that second fixture. But we have a 7-point gap at the top of the Barclays Premier League table. Obviously, as you can see, Manchester United have a game in hand, so they can cut that to 4 points should they win that. But still, we are in a commanding position right now as we head we're only 2 league games away from the halfway stage in the season right now. We're not that far away from the January transfer window, and we're in extremely strong position in all competitions. So a much better second season than we had in the first, and it looks like we could be in with a shout of a Barclays Premier League title here at Liverpool. We will have to wait and see. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the march towards 50k right now. Hopefully we can get a little bit closer with a lot more of you guys being able to view the content with you being off school in the UK for half term. I know a lot of you globally won't be off school, but there is a large portion of people in the UK that are right now. So views and likes and subs and comments, etc. are all up, and it's fantastic to see you guys being active on the channel more so than normal, and I really do appreciate that. But that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. We'll have a career mode Road to Glory episode later on tonight, and I'll be streaming Football Manager over on the Twitch channel. So follow my links in the description to Twitter and Twitch to stay bang up to date with everything that happens with me and the YouTube and Twitch channels. But for now, I'll see you next time.